Microphones on. It would help, right? I need the microphone turned up to talk to you. Turn the music down just a little bit. Welcome, everybody, to the Wednesday Night Comic Book Presser. This is your host, ULTRA MAXIMUS, dealing with an animal beating down the office door on the other side, but she's just going to have to chill out there because I'm sick of having the animals disturbing my podcasts. But anyway, everybody in the live chat, I appreciate seeing you here. It is good to have you. It is a Wednesday night. It's still officially a Wednesday night, even here on the East Coast, being 12:06 a.m. now. But I want to thank you all again for coming. Let's get this thing kicked off. This is your Wednesday Night Comic Book Presser. Don't forget to share this video. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment if you are watching on the rewind. And again, to all of those who are liking and sharing the videos, I greatly appreciate it. All right, let's get this thing cracking. Let's talk about some friends of the podcast. Mr. Hurd S. Eric Hurd in the live chat right there. Everybody, graphics work by that man is amazing. Don't forget Mr. Carl Casey at White Bat Audio, of course, for our soundtracks. And except for the one that apparently I had a video that played another one. G Money up in the house with the super chat. Oh, I haven't even made it through the opening credits, my man. But appreciate it very, very much. So check it out, everybody. Y'all have done some magic here and gotten me up over this 1,000 subscriber mark, and we're continuing to grow, which is amazing. You know, we're on our way to 1,100, and then 5,000, and then 10,000, and then 20,000, and who knows? Who really knows where this is going? But you know what? We're going to take it. We're going to run. And I thank you again for the subscribers, because this is how I'm going to reward you guys. I am working very hard on family first items, but I am also concocting a way to make it a very fair entry into the Ultra Box. So stay tuned for more details. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you want to get in on a giveaway. That's all I'm going to say. So, living on the edge. Figure drawing, you know what? You're not living on the edge. You're living very logically, my friend. Very, very much so. Comic Barricade, of course. If you are using these to sort your collection, you are going to do yourself a major favor. You're not going to have a book fall over on you and get crushed or go from near mint to fine very quickly. And that's the last thing you want, especially when you want to grade them. And then, of course, you're not going to want your graded books to fall over and get scratches on your slabs. Make sure you guys are checking these out. And, of course, you can use the code ULTRA and get yourself 10% off your order. So if you get yourself a big order, that's good stuff. And you get 10% off a big order. It's big time. Big time, big time. All right. Got to give a shout out to Drew over at Wanted Comics for an amazing just plethora of books. Make sure you're checking him out on eBay if you are shopping on eBay for some back issues. Trusted seller, packs like a major champion. You can't go wrong there. And of course has some of the sickest exclusives with John Gallagher doing some of those covers. And yeah, you know, with Adam, it's actually both of them. And shout out to Awesome Sauce Radio presented by Blind Adam in the live chat this evening as well. And again, click the notification bell for notifications after you hit that subscribe button so you get the notification for when we do go live. We appreciate it. All right, so follows are, of course, always appreciated. You can do so on Facebook. You can do so on IG. You can do so on Twitter. Yeah, all those links are at the bottom of the Ultra Maximus logo on the. If you go to my channel and you see the Ultra Maximus triple team right there up top there, just look at the bottom right one, and you can click all those links. No, Dwayne Scott, near mint plus down to fine is not what you want. not what you want ever. But it is September 29, 2021, guys, and we got some things to talk about. So you know how I like to open these things up. We're going to open up the presser talking about a little bit of maybe some newsworthy things. Oh, and you know what? Oh, geez. Oh, geez. Oh, yeah, geez. Oh, geez. Secret variant. Oh, see, I had some content that I seen you needed to correct. How's it going, everybody? You know, my facial fracture has healed up very nicely. I haven't had a sinus blockage on that side since, you know, the incident. But it's all good. I hope everybody else is doing well. I am doing very, very well. And, of course, tied up. Got this tonight. It's a nice silk with blue dots on a gray. So it's very, very fashionable. And, of course, you know, still got what little hair I have left, right? So I appreciate you guys tuning into the live stream, and let's talk some more about the goings-ons in the world of entertainment. And of course, this is your Raw report for the Wednesday Night Comic Book Presser on September 29, 2021, and we're going to talk about a very spoilerific item. And I see some chatter in the chat about this one, about letting there be carnage. Okay, so let's talk about this one, guys. So there is a final trailer that was released, and you can see this movie tomorrow, and exclusively in theaters Thursday. So maybe you're gonna have to go out and you're gonna have to see both Let There Be Carnage and whatever other movies you haven't seen. But Venom likes to party, apparently. And apparently it's a Venom party, everybody. So if you are going to go take part in the Venom party, let us know how it goes. But I want to point out a couple of books, and I'm already spec matrixing on you guys, because it's never too early for the spec matrix. Ain't that right, Ninth Wonder? So shout out to my buddy Ninth Wonder. Venom vs. Carnage number 2. The reason why you want this one, of course, is because of Toxin. Because the rumors of Toxin being around, we knew that one was, we saw the guy playing it, but of course, Shriek, everybody needs to remember that Shriek first appeared in a very, very highly printed book. However, this one right here is the one that you want to find. If you are able to find one of these and you have one of these in your collection, you are indeed what we would call a modern day baller. Sorry, I need to caffeinate and lubricate, caffeinate and stuff. Yeah. Modern day ballers. This is like the grail of grails for Shriek. And I know she has some changes that happen in the Marvel universe, but if you are going to see this movie, or if you've already seen it, leave me a comment below. Let me know what you thought about the movie. And G Money, I have not seen the first one yet, so we'll see. I've been waiting for it to hit some streaming services, and it's only hit pay one. So I'm like, I'm already paying these other ones. But anyway, let's kick off the remainder of the presser. Let's talk about some books of the week with the honorable mention, of course. This was an interesting book because, again, being an FOC variant, it did not call towards the incentive variants. So, Gun Honey number 1, the FOC variant by Adam Hughes, is our honorable mention. This is also a third print going to be happening of this exact artwork. There was also a foil and a virgin cover that is going to have... Look at you, Empire Comics. So, so there's a lot of usage of this Adam Hughes artwork here. So you might be able to find it in whatever format. There might be a couple of different formats you're able to obtain the artwork from, either the FOC, and the FOC cover did sell out at some major places. I had put some in my cart, and they gone. They just are gone. But maybe they got delayed. Who knows? But Night of the Cadillacs, 1 in 25. I knew this was going to happen just because of the rarity of the book. I was watching some of the sales on this one. I was tracking it as much as possible. It just really wasn't a whole lot of them out there, and the book is getting good money. So very interesting to see a Scout Comics a book taking the runner-up spot. And then, of course, we have the book of the week, the 1 in 100 art germ variant for Inferno number 1, because there's no other reason, just because. It's a good Mystique variant. I think it's up there in probably the top. I'm going to go ahead and say top 20. Okay. I think one of the best Mystique variants out there is definitely one that, again, resonates with me. Elizabeth Torque is one of my favorite artists. And, of course, it's only a 1 in 10, and it outsells the 1 in 50 by a long shot of that Astonishing X-Men number 2. So be on the lookout for some of those books out there today. If you are able to pocket some of those books for under their ratio, far under their ratio, especially that 1 in 100, may may the odds forever be in your favor for that kind of stuff, and I wish you luck. But let's talk about some of the new releases that came out today, or let's not talk about some of them. Let's just talk about the ones that we know of. There may be some new releases that might have slipped by us, but we really try to get the previews list and the diamond list, so basically stuff hitting shelves. But there are some stores that, of course, get a week delay on some of these books, so results may vary. But here's basically your platinum list. Bartvark. Not the Bartvark, the Batvark coronavirus one-shot special. And I want to scream at my animals because they're kicking down the doors right now. Action Lab, Bigfoot Frankenstein, number 1. And then we've got Aftershock, Shattering Your Expectations with 10 Years to Death, which is a one-shot. And this is your cover A because this is your 10 copy. It says cover C, but I didn't see a cover B. All I saw was your incentive, okay? Out of Body number 4, and then Silver City number 5. Pigman. Oh, we haven't gotten there yet, Roscoe. Stick around for FOC review. Edgar Allan Poe and the Snifter of Death, number 1 of 6. So some of these Edgar Allan Poe books have been really, really good. Geek Driven in the house. Good to see you, man. All right, and then we got Emerald Entertainment giving us Cave Woman, Movie Mayhem, cover A. There are 8 different covers available for Movie Mayhem Cave Woman. And, of course, I had to go and find the censored photos from the website because they were not available anywhere in previews or anywhere else. You actually had to go to the publisher's website in order to find them. But, I did my investigative journalism duties here, and I appreciate all of you guys, again, tuning in. And so there's your cover C. Here's your cover D. Here's your cover E. Here's your cover F. And then here is your cover G. And then there's your cover H. And that's going to wrap it up for the Cave Woman Movie Mayhem. All right. Antarctic Press is up next, dropping Death by Life, number 6. And then World War III, number 2 of 3. That's a funny looking World War III. I didn't see no cyber attacks. Betty and Veronica Jumbo Comics Digest number 297. Of course, there's another theme going on here for the Halloween section. World of Archie Jumbo Comics Digest number 113. All right. Good to see you guys in the live chat. Free Energy, Batmite, Sean Miller, Dave Collects. Oh, Phil, Comics Talk Weekly. Good to see you as well, sir. All right. Artists, Writers, and Artisans. Resistance Uprising number 6. Giving us a final issue. So wonder if that's going to go in the read pile. If it's good enough to go in the read pile, leave me a comment below. Let me know. All right. We got a ton of cross to go through. Avatar Press, of course, dropping 16 different books. Or 20 different books, and 16 of the same books and 20 different ones altogether. But cross 0, here's 1, and then 2, and then 3, 4, 5. And these are all the crossed variants. Red crossed variants, I'm sorry. 7, 8. And then Cross Plus 100, Mimic number 1, NWO, 50 Shades, Caceres variant. Lots going on in this picture. Lots going on. And then here's the NWO 50 Shades variant for number 3. And then the number 5 NWO 50 Shades variant. Okay. Here is your Plus 100 Mimic number 6, NWO 50 Shades. And then your, I guess, see, there's 2 different covers for number 6, which really started to be like, oh, come on, man. These things are like, what, like $9.99 a piece? So, big stuff there. And then Dick's End of Time 1 through 6 classic covers bag set. And then you get the Dix number 1 through 5 classic covers bag set. You get the 5 count of that. And then the 5 count, I guess these are incentive variants. Dix number 6 through 10 classic covers bag set, 5 count. These were all the solicits, so I'm just, again, reporting what they got. If you guys are collecting all of those from Avatar, more power to you. And then Farrell's number 1 through 6 gore covers bag set. So it's going to be all the gory covers. And then the 7 through 12, and then 13 through 18 is also available for Farrell's. Wild stuff there, right? And then Night of the Living Dead Valley. Night of the Living Dead Death Valley. I'm sorry. Number 1 through 5 covers bag set. So, yeah, that's craziness right there. And then there we got Stitched 1 through 6. And then 7 through 12. And then 13 through 19. So if you guys are into some of the, like, horrific of the most horrific. Oh, look at this. I have messed up. It's okay. I didn't delete some of the extra slides because I thought there was going to be like 30 different ones from the Avatar Press. So I just got a bunch of those to go through. So good to have you again all on the content and seeing the content on the channel. And let's get back to the content now that I've corrected the mistake. Aha! Okay. Because we have a ton of show to talk about tonight. I don't think you guys understand that I have started working on the show earlier and earlier in the week just to try to get more and more content packed in here. And it's working. So Cinnamon, number 3 for Behemoth. And then a new book called The Turbo Kid, Apple's Lost Adventure, number 1. And very video game looking, right? But what's going on here? And then, of course, is a 2-issue miniseries. So there's your Turbo Kid, Apple's Lost Adventure, number 1, the cover C. And then your cover D. All right, Binge Book giving us the number 1 of Super Suckers. And it super sucks. I'm just guessing. That's part of the story. You know, just according to the name. Boundless Comics, Jungle Fantasy Fauna, and the number 0, the Alluring Nude variant. Which I'm going to name but not show, apparently. Jungle Fantasy Fauna number 0. There's your Alluring variant. Their Perfection Nude and their Perfection variant. So basically, the nudes are basically all the naughty versions of all these ones right here. The Dangle Nude. There's the Dangle variant. The Intense Flirt variant. The Intense Lovely Nude variant. Sweet, thank you, Geek Out with Roscoe. See, this is why you guys are the best chat ever. Turbo Kid is a movie on Netflix, and we're gonna have to watch it. So, oh yeah, this one, Intense Lovely. There's the Naughty Nude variant, the Nocturnal variant, and again, this is Jungle Fantasy. So if you're into Jungle Fantasy, Boundless Comics has got a whole bunch of covers for you out this week. You buying them all? And then we're on the Lady Death Adventures. And what's really, really funny is Lady Death, because of them being Avatar, they're also shown over here in a different publisher and sourced by a different publisher. But Avatar Press is basically Brian Palladino's. I think that it's one of the things that it baffles me when I'm looking through these books. I'm like, why isn't it offered through Avatar? But it's not. And then, of course, we got War Goddess Gore covers bag set, just like the others. So there it is, everybody. We got some good stuff, and now we got some Coffin Comics coming. Oh, and look, there's some Lady Death, but this time it's under the Coffin Comics logo. So here's the Lady Death, the Apocalyptic Abyss number 2 of 2. There's the Raw edition. Here is the Scorched Earth number 1 of 2, the black and white edition, which I think they got that cover wrong, but might be black and white on the inside. I'm not judging. Lady Death, Treacherous Infamy, number 2 of 2, cover A. And then here's the cover B, the Lounge edition. And then the Premium Foil edition, that's your cover C. and then the Naughty edition. All right, we are moving on from some of these. We have moved on to Humanoids and Space Bastards, and man, oh man, just took forever to find the cover art for this one. So have a good night, Adam. I hope you're able to catch your show on the rewind. Hope you can catch the rest of this one, and yeah, good to have you, man. Adam holding down drunken chat while I'm out there, being a professional wheelman. Comic book special ops, everybody. Comic book special ops. Shout out to Paul's Problems. All right, everybody, we're on a Mad Cave, and there we go. Beckstar number 5, and then we're done with Mad Cave, and then we're on to Red 5 comics that are fun. The Box number 2, The Verge number 1. That's going to wrap it up for Red 5. Scout Comics dropping The Corset number 1. So it had a prestige edition, which I didn't actually see any difference in artwork according to the preview art, but I may have been wrong there, and there may have been some big old variances to it, but it's at least a good idea to know about it. And then Night of the Cadillacs number 1 of 2, cover A by Pryor. And then, of course, our runner-up for the book of the week, Night of the Cadillacs number 1 of 2. There's your cover B, free incentive. And of course, this looks a little bit different here on this artwork than it does on the other artwork, where the other artwork says Night of NOTC on the teeth. So it's crazy to see how the differences turned out between the preview art and the actual release art. And yeah, let me know. Leave me a comment below. Let me know if that steered you away from that book, maybe, or if it steered you toward it. Yeah, it was selling for, I think, like 90 plus, 80 plus. Not many of them out there. Source Point Press, of course, giving us Darling number 4, cover A, and then here's your cover B, and then Runes number 3. Yeah, it's called a wife beater there, Comics Talk Weekly, aka undershirt. Suicide Jockeys number 2, cover A. Yeah, Joe Aubrey, fresh clean tees. Suicide Jockeys number 2, cover B. And is that a swipe from, what's it called? It's a Bruce Willis movie. Yeah. Touching Evil number 17. Unborn number 1. Cover A, cover B, and then of course it had this 20 copy incentive. But also, those look an awful lot like Power Ranger stuff to me. I don't know. Vanishing Point. Blade Runner, up from Titan, and Titan giving us a couple of good books here this week. So here's your cover B, and then here's your cover C, and then we are on to the Gun Honey. So as you guys know, there was this, as they're calling it, the FOC variant. So my LCS did not order the FOC variant because it didn't help them towards their incentive count. So these really weren't on the shelf by me. I had 3 in the cart of another shop, and I had to load it in there for like 4 days, and I didn't check out like an idiot. And of course, when I don't check out, I do, forget. Oh, it's a bullet swipe. Oh, yeah. That's awesome. Awesome. Dwayne Scott. Thank you. I can't believe I messed that up. Steve McQueen is the legend, man. I dated a girl who had a Mustang, and I used to always say, 500 KR is the best one ever. But the bullet's pretty much up there. But anyway, Gun Honey number 1 of 4 with the FOC cover. Yeah, there's a lot of reasons for a lot of people to like that, but then, the other covers aren't too shabby either. So Bill Sienkiewicz giving us the cover A, and then the McGinnis cover B is coming back as a virginized cover for the second print. Here is your cover C, your cover D, and then your 10 copy incentive by Sienkiewicz, and then he also gave us a 25 copy with a different background. Pretty cool looking. Vault, of course, giving us Human Remains. So, you guys big fans of It? Because it's kind of similar to that from what I'm seeing. You know, big old spider alien-ish. Yeah, you know, biting people's heads off and eating it. It's kind of crazy looking. So that 1 in 15 really is one of the most dope covers, if you ask me. Yes, the McGinnis did the Minky Woodcock as well. So, Human Remains number 1, cover D. McCarthy's 1 in 30 variant is very vibrant, very colorific. But the all red 1 in 50. A 1 in 50 incentive on a Vault comic. So, if there is any play here as far as long-term potential, it's a 1 in 50 on an independent title. You guys know how that rolls. And then, of course, now we are done with Vault, and we are on to Xenoscope, which gave us a couple, they actually gave us a couple of different books this week. Grim Fairy Tales number 52, cover A, cover B, and then your cover C, the cover D, and then Robin Hood Hunted one-shot, cover A, cover B, and cover C. All right. Boom Studios dropping Berserker number 5, and this is of an issue. They're saying 12 issue series now, so we got 12 issues of story, and who knows, is this going to be a sub chapter of the Matrix, just like John Wick is apparently a sub chapter of the Matrix. All Keanu Reeves movies are sub chapters of the Matrix, including Bill and Ted. Berserker number 5, of course. Here's your cover B by Comicoli, and then these repeat themselves through different variant fashions. I believe this is a trade dress foil, and this one is a trade dress foil as well. And then number 5 has a 25 copy incentive and then a 50 copy incentive, but then they decided to virginize both of those in 100 copy format and 150 in foil. Firefly River Run number 1. Christian Ward delivering the cover A. Here's your cover B. Cover C, and of course the girl's name is River, so definitely for you Firefly fans out there, it's definitely going to be a real rewarding book, I believe. Firefly River Run 10 copy incentive, does not by Gorham, and that one's by Ward. Those things are backwards, so just make sure that you know what's going on there. And there's your unlockable. Even though the previews had them wrong, you know Ultra had it right. Something is killing the kids. Shout out to Mighty Mel V, issue number 20. So we got cover A, not too bad. Cover B, also not too bad. And then, one of my favorite Guardians of the Galaxy artists, actually. This is one of the guys who actually did the Clintar Planet and a couple of other things. That was pretty cool to see. Pretty cool. All right, so we're moving on from Boom on to Dark Horse. Dark Horse giving us Children of the Plague one shot. Gollum Walks Among Us number 2 of 2. Gru Meets Tarzan number 3 of 4. Parasomnia number 4, cover A. Parasomnia number 4, cover B. And then one of the bigger talked about books, Stranger Things, Tomb of Yabwen. You know why? Because Bob is alive, everybody. Well, he's at least alive on this cover. Is Bob alive in the book? And if so, does this book take place before season 2? Leave me a comment below. Let me know how that works out. Of course, there is their teacher, who's their science teacher, trying to be very reasonable. All the Goonies homages, though, are pretty awesome, I gotta say. So, moving on, there's your Stranger Things cover D, and we have now got on to Dynamite. Now, Dynamite had some other books that were, basically released through some of these stores, but this is the consensus of the 3 major releases that they had. So you want to make sure that if you're down for the Age of Thors versus John Carter of Mars for any of these covers, there's a lot of them. That you got the ones that you want. You ordered your packages. You follow the secret variant, the other show that I do on this channel, to make sure that you are not missing any of these books on final order cutoff. So you can just make sure that they're in your box when they come in. because they're going to come in different times apparently in some of these different stores, and that's really, really unfortunate for some of you guys. So I'm just trying to keep track of all of these things, and it makes it fun, I guess. But some of these limited virgin covers are the ones that get basically delayed. So just make sure if you wanted some of these, you are down for them, and you have reached out to your LCS and secured them. And if you have not secured them, or you missed being able to secure them, make sure you tune into the show that I do called The Secret Variant, so you don't miss those. And then, of course, so we got a 7-copy FOC black and white, 11-copy FOC incentive, and then a 21-copy cosplay. And then we're on a Sonya Versal, number 8. Got a bunch of covers for this one, too. Jay Lee. Yoon cosplay. 10 copy, 15 copy, 20 copy, 25 copy, 30 copy. Lindner, Perillo, FOC bonus, cosplay bonus, FOC incentive, Yoon Virgin, and then we're on Vengeance of Vampirilla number 15. CGC graded Perillo cover. Cover A. Oh, so here we go. Vengeance of Vampirilla number 22, cover A by Perillo, cover B by Ben Oliver. Okay. So 22 cover C, there's your cosplay, and then your 10 copy incentive Segoya Virgin, 20 copy cosplay Virgin. Ben Oliver black and white, so we're getting better. Oh, the blue tinted Ben Oliver, oh, looking pretty sweet, but that's not where we wanted to show you. Vengeance of Vampirilla number 22, cover I, Perillo limited Virgin, but oh, Ben Oliver. This is where, again, Ben Oliver is up there with a lot of other artists. He's done a lot of work for, Dynamite and some other places, but Marvel really needs to get him on doing more and more books. I know DC just had him do a Batman incentive variant, but Marvel, wake up! And this artist here too. This is good stuff. Why does Dynamite have good artists, but no story, like no writing whatsoever? Sorry, Dynamite. It's true. You guys have a niche market. But your 11 copy FOC by Segoya. Your Perillo knocks it out the park every time. But Dynamite is a very interesting publisher. But if you guys love Dynamite, well, we love you for watching the show and letting us show you all the crazy covers. G.I. Joe Real American Hero Yearbook number 3. It's the third yearbook of the year, so I don't know how many years they're covering inside the yearbook. It's probably more than one. Star Wars Adventures Ghost of Vader's Castle number 2 of 5, cover A by Francavilla. And then here is your cover B. Cover C, which is your 10 copy incentive. Alright, here comes the fun. Star Wars Adventures number 10, cover A by Francavilla. There's your cover B. And then here's your RI. And you know what's funny? This was an IG post that I commented on earlier. We saw this one on FOC. We knew it was a duplicate of the previous issues. So somebody over at editorial is going to get in some trouble because issue number 9's RI has the same cover as issue 10. Oh, it's so bad. It's so bad. But this was supposed to be a black and white version of this cover. So they would connect with the previous issue, but it didn't go down like that. So, you know what? Cover B, probably going to be the better cover to get. Just saying. Oh, so TMNT ongoing number 121, and of course, I went looking for the Eastman cover. I don't think I found it in time. And if I did, I didn't save it. TMNT's 10 copy incentive, however, of course, featuring Jennica on the cover, is a win. Transformers Halloween Special. Now, I haven't read what's on the inside of this one, but I can tell you that when Livio Ramondelli does a cover for Transformers, and it's on a book nobody orders, it's a book you should probably be picking up, because I'm seeing some people asking some pretty astronomical prices for these things on eBay. And it's one of those things like, why, when my LCS was gracious enough to have it in my box, even though I didn't pre-order it, they still gave it to me because it went with my other pre-ordered book. But this is it's definitely an oversized issue. I forget what the cover price was. That's what I'm looking for. Actually, there's no cover price on the retail incentive. So I think it was a $4.99 book or a $5.99 book. So interesting going to be to see what happens long term with some of these just oddball ones. But of course, I pick up the oddball Transformers stuff. However, I also pick up some of the better selling Transformers books. And the store initially told me, he's like, I don't know if I'll be able to do incentives for you for the whole series. He's like, I'll get you issue 1. But I don't know about the later issues. But then he tells me today, he's like, oh yeah, dude. He's like, I sold enough of the issue 1s to warrant ordering issues 2, 3, 4, and 5 for you. So it looks like I got all 3 covers on lock at my LCS. They're taking good care of me like that. So shout out to them. That's love right there. And then of course, here's your cover B by Andrew Griffith. And then here is your Sarah Petrie de Rocher retail incentive variant. So this is your 10 copy incentive, and we're going to talk more about that book a little bit later. Usagi Yojimbo, the Dragon Below Conspiracy, number 4 of 6, and that's going to wrap it up for the IDW releases today. And then we're on to Image Comics, which gave us a bunch of books. Adventure Man number 5, Crossover number 8, cover A, Crossover number 8, cover B, and then Crossover number 8, cover C, which is your 25 copy incentive by Jeff Shaw. And then the Hutchinson Cates 50 copy incentive version. Department of Truth number 13, cover A, cover B, and then the Levette cover C. Die number 20, cover A by Stephanie Hans. Die number 20, cover B. Geiger number 6 getting a second print. Good Asian number 5 of 6. That cover A is amazing. Cover B, also not too shabby, but cover A got skulls on it. Mirka and Dolpho, of course, dropping Sweet Paprika number 2, going to a second printing. Little risque there. Just a little tiny bit. Getting warmer. Spawn number 322, cover A. Spawn number 322, cover B by McFarlane. And then here's the 322 cover C. Undiscovered Country number 16, cover B. And that's going to wrap it up for Image. DC Comics dropping a bunch of books. Action Comics number 1035, and we're getting ready for the War World stuff. But Tedesco variant giving us this classic looking Superman. This is just amazing right here. That's Americana. Like that makes me think of just good old fashioned American love right there. Love of country from the hero whose wife is a news reporter, who's got to talk about all the bad stuff going on in the world and also save her from just about every criminal out there who's trying to kill her. Because every time she gets into a news report, she tends to stumble upon somebody that's trying to stop Superman. It's a great story, though. Batman Reptilian number 4, cover A by Liam Sharp. And then here's your cover B. Batman Superman number 22, cover A by Ivan Rice and Danny Mickey. And then your cover B by Gary Frank. More classic Batman Superman stuff, I guess. So it looks like, Batman Urban Legends number 6 went to the second print because of, I guess, the Tim Drake stuff. So the story featuring Tim Drake in this one is the reason why I went second printing. But no buzz, really. Batman vs. Bigby, Wolf and Gotham number 1. So, and yet another Batman miniseries. And there is your cover B. Checkmate number 4, cover A by Malieve. And then here is your cover B. Deathstroke Incorporated, number 1, everybody. No. You know what, Slade? don't got a problem with it. But it looks like on the Mantina cover, you got a ton of problems, even though I know you got that healing factor stuff working for you. If your healing factor worked, wouldn't you grow another eye? I'm just saying. You know, Deadpool's healing factor grows another eye. Adam Hughes doing a Black Canary cover where she's taking off her jacket after beating up a whole bunch of guys. It's like, okay, she got warmed up. And then Deathstroke had a team variant. So what this means is that of the previous variant covers and regular cover I've shown you, if they ordered a net 250 copy minimum order, they can order as many of these as they wanted. So that's what the team variant does. Foil cardstock variant probably looks amazing. My LCS did not have any of them. Deathstroke Incorporated did have this 1 in 25 incentive, so if you were able to snag that one at a good price, good on you. Detective Comics number 1043, cover A. Detective Comics number 1043, cover B. Detective Comics 1043, cover C, which is your incentive, and the Huntress variant. And then, of course, Harley Quinn number 7, cover A, Riley Rossmo. And then the Derek Chew cardstock. And then the new cardstock Harley variant. So this versus the Huntress variant that I just showed you a couple slides back. That was the variant battle picked for last week. We're going to get to that one. So for those of you guys who did not check that one out, which of those two covers would you rather have if you were to purchase? Would it be the Huntress or would it be Harley? And then we've got Icon and Rocket, Season 1, number 3. We got cover A and cover B here for you. Oh, and then Justice League number 68, cover A. Justice League 68, cover B. Legends of the Dark Knight number 5. There's your cover A. And you know what? We're finally getting some good Martian Manhunter covers and some variant covers. It just sucks that sometimes they're not going to be in a book with that says Martian Manhunter. You know what I mean? But here is a interesting Rossmo cardstock variant from Legends of the Dark Knight. And then, of course, your 1 in 25 incentive, which this is probably going to be one of the harder to find books. My LCS, I didn't think it was ordering 25 copies of this, so you never know. Some stores might be going heavy on DC. Wow, congratulations to you, Batmite. Set collecting is one of the approaches that I take towards collecting as well. So it's very, very cool to see somebody finish a set together. And Lock and Key. This is Comics Talk Weekly's and my favorite conundrum of a name. So bear with me for a second here. Lock and Key, Sandman Universe. So first off, Lock and Key in the Sandman Universe. That's the first conundrum. Helen Gone, number 2. One shot. So yes, it's issue 2 of a one shot. I don't know what's going on. But yep, that's exactly what's going on here. Yes, exactly, Phil. See? Phil knows exactly what I'm talking about. But anyway, they also decided that it's going to be a 2-part one-shot to milk you guys for a bunch of covers. So here's a cover B, and then also here's a cover C for you. Kelly Jones, Mr. Miracle, the Source of Freedom, number 5, cover A. And then here is your cover B. Robin, number 6. There's the Francis Manapool cardstock variant cover. I wanted to read that one. That's in my read pile. I didn't get around to it. And then, of course, if you wanted to read this, the Ruby Justice League number 6 of 7, you can actually read all the issues digitally. They were all released prior to them coming in print, so you can check that out. But here's your cover A by Mirka and Dolfo, and, of course, Starro on the cover. Ruby Justice League number 6 of 7, cover B, Simone DeMeo. Superman 78, number 2. Oh, look, it's a Ben Oliver cover. And what did I tell you about his artwork earlier? It's amazing. Very realistic. I mean, he's got Gene Hackman and Christopher Reeves down pat. I mean, this is really, really, really good art in my opinion. But what do I know? Superman number 78, of course, number 2. Got the cover B by Brian Hitch. Superman, Son of Kal-El, number 3, cover A. And then the Inyuk Lee, cover B. Wonder Woman, Black and Gold, number 4, Tula Lote. She's doing such amazing stuff lately, and I'm glad to see she's getting more and more work done. Wonder Woman, Black and Gold, number 4, cover B by Josh Middleton. And again, I think they pulled Middleton off of Wonder Woman, the main series, too soon. But I think his cover art wound up on the Black and Gold series. But it's okay. But this right here, this is an amazing looking cover. 1 in 25. Of course, it's a $5.99 cover price. So the $25 for a ratio incentive on this one, if you could find that, your store's being generous. But yeah, Darkseid and Wonder Woman, and be on the lookout because there's some stuff coming up. I think next week's releases got some thing going on between Wonder Woman there and Darkseid. Yeah. Amazing Fantasy number 3 of a 5-issue miniseries, and of course here is your cover B by Kari Andrews. But they had the Gist variant, which was your incentive. So if you were able to pick this one up for less than $25 or the $25 is real sweet for an incentive. But I'm seeing a lot of like $39.99s and stuff. And then of course, Mary Jane Watson, formerly Mary Jane Watson Parker. This issue revealed a lot of things. I flipped through this one. I didn't have time to add it to the read pile and slides tonight, but I did read this book, and let me tell you something. Mary Jane is, of course, the hero to a lot of people, including Peter. Amazing Spider-Man had this Chiquito variant, which wasn't too shabby. It's cool. You can see his web shooters, right? Starro backwards as O-Rats. That's amazing figure drawing. Thank you for that. All right, so I just want to point out something here real quick. So Mary Jane Watson, she's on the A cover, right? Not on that one, but she's on this one. She's not on that 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 one. We're getting warmer. Oh, wait. Oh, see, there's Mary Jane. So we get one thing of Mary Jane, and then there she is with no pants. Just want to point that out, everybody. Mary Jane doth not have pants on. And, yep, that one was sold out at a major retailer quite early. $9.99 cover price on these. And then, of course, you had your 10th anniversary Pacelli Miles Morales variant. And then you had this Bagley variant, right? That was your incentive. Empire Comics, some people were disappointed with it. Some people were okay with it. Amazing Spider-Man 74, of course, the Gleason Virgin variant cover was your 1 in 100 incentive. Black Cat, of course. Black Cat number 10. She's in the Infinity Score. That's right, Infinity Score. Issue 10 then leads into a giant-sized Black Cat issue. The Lupacino connecting variant set might be an interesting set to put together. The Miles Morales variant, actually look, this is like, in my opinion, if they had just given Miles like a hoodie like this right here, like he's been depicted on like a couple of other covers, and just kept his black and red, man, because that mostly black costume with the red accents was really a hit. I don't know why they went to all red, but they did. But anyway, Black Cat, of course, also, I thought it had an incentive variant. It might not have had an incentive, but okay. Darkhawk number 2 of 5. Of course, there is your Ron Lim variant. And then here is your Shalvey incentive variant cover. Extreme Carnage Omega number 1. And your Stormbreaker's Venom variant, where it says Venom is a supervillain, which I find interesting. Extreme Carnage Omega, the connecting variant. Now her name is now Silence, everybody. So she's gone to Silence. Extreme Carnage Omega number 1, the Liefeld variant. looking awesome. I wish Deadpool would have shown up in the book. It would have made it even more amazing. Extreme Carnage Omega number 1 Young variant. Extreme Carnage Omega number 1 Shalvey variant. And then the Extreme Carnage Omega number 1 Symbiote variant cover showing the Agent Anti-Venom symbiote stuff. Alrighty, here we go. So Inferno number 1 of 4. And then the Art Germ Open Order variant cover. But the Open Order wasn't the one that everybody wanted. Inferno number 1 of 4 with the Brooks wraparound cover was the cover that I personally wanted, just because I like Mark Brooks' wraparound variants and his connecting variant covers, and I think he did an amazing job on the details in this one here. So it just sets up who's our major players, right? And then the DeKalb variant, there was a stack of these on the shelf today. And don't get me wrong, it's a good-looking Emma variant, but I think she's got another variant cover coming up in the next issue as well. And honestly, you should go back and check out the Philip Tan variant from Hellions number 1. I believe it's only the 1 in 25. So with there being like a 1 in 200 on that one, yeah, that Philip Tan cover is, if you like Emma, it's a cover that you should probably have. But Inferno number 1 also had this Silva Homage variant here, right? Then we get the Momoko variant, so shout out to you, Dave Collects. I know you're picking that one up. The Vega variant cover, which was, I believe, your 1 in 10, and this was your 1 in 25. And then this, again, was your 1 in 100 incentive variant cover. So you had a ton of covers to choose from, and it was really, really easy to hit that 1 in 100 mark. I know the Spider-Man obviously had a lot harder time hitting that 1 in 100, but, you know, it did not have the heat, pun intended, behind it that did there. So Kang the Conqueror, of course, getting a second print for number 1, but, of course, as we found out, there's a lot going on there. Miles Morales, number 30, so there's your A cover. Here is a book that I think is a sleeper because it's a Gwen and Miles variant cover together. The two of them together on variant covers doesn't happen very often, and of course this one being a Miles Morales 10th anniversary variant, it being yellow, it's suffering from a ton of color rub. Believe me, this is going to make a perfect storm for a tough 9.8. So shout out to all you guys who saw this one coming. And then, of course, your design variant was your 10 copy or your 25 copy incentive. But Sarah Pacelli also had this one thrown in there. So you had the ability to really hit those incentives really easily if you were chasing them. But unfortunately, that incentive, if they had a better cover, it probably would have been different. And, of course, the costume, of course, appeared first in issue 29, which had a second print drop last week. Moon Knight number 2, second printing variant cover. Pretty cool looking artwork reused from inside. And of course, a book that's been canceled, so it has been stopped, but non-stop Spider-Man before it stopped. Issue number 5. And then, of course, had the Cal New variant here. This was your 25 copy incentive, so shout out to you if you were able to get that one. All right, Star Wars number 17. So apparently Vader versus Skywalker. TIE Fighter versus X-Wing. And then the blueprint variant. And then you had this one right here, which was your Lucasfilm 50th anniversary variant, showing Obi-Wan and Anakin. The action figure variant, which you know your boy scored today. And then Raza. Shout out to you, Mighty Mel V. Raza dropping another fire-looking cover. Star Wars High Republic number 8, second printing. And then Bounty Hunters number 3 got a second printing here. Wow. So for all my IG followers, you heard me talk about this one exclusively on IG before, and we're going to talk a little bit about it here tonight, but I wanted to give you guys a heads up about how awesome this book was. And if you didn't pick up the Daughterman variant, you missed out. I'm just saying, you missed out. Because look at this. You missed out. I hope you didn't miss out. But if you didn't pick this one up, didn't have intentions on picking this one up, don't have intentions of putting together the Russell Dauterman set, you might be missing out. I'm not trying to give you FOMO or anything. The Marvels, number 5. Sith Lordly in the house. How long? I believe until the Return of the Jedi arc starts. But that's just me. Oh, and then of course here we got a book, the Marvels number 5, another Storm-centric cover. And then Thor number 17. I wanted to get this one into the read pile, but I didn't get a chance to. So if you read this one, thought it was good, let me know what happens below. And then of course Thor number 17, the Todd Nauk Miles Morales 10th anniversary variant cover. Winter Guard number 2. And the Medina variant. Wolverine number 16. And then, of course, here is the Adam Kubert variant cover. Oh, I'm sorry, the Adam Kubert A cover of issue 16. There's the Cullen Coley variant cover. And then there is the Tony Daniel Miles Morales 10th anniversary variant. And that's going to wrap it up for the new releases. So smash that like button if you liked all the new releases that I covered here today. And let's enter the speculation matrix, and that's another reason for you to smash that like button. Don't forget to subscribe, everybody. Let's talk about the Raw Report update, everybody. Let's get into some news. What that means is there's going to be some spoilers. But you know what? I'm going to talk about this in a spoilerific way, but it's going to be a sugar-free spoiler. It's going to be nothing but salt. And why? Because I love throwing salt on the wounds for you guys to go and get the sugar when you go and watch the episode. So you have not watched the What If episode. I might set you up a little bit for a little bit of spoilering, but I'm not going to spoil you to the point to make it unwatchable episode, okay? I want you to watch What If episode 8 because it actually sets up episode 9. And they're on to something here. What If is indeed on fire figure drawing. I will 100% agree with you there. It was definitely a great watch this week. You know what? You guys can't see my ties. Let's bring that down a little bit. There we go. A little bit more on point. There we go. So yes, What If is definitely on fire, and I think What If has gotten better with every episode, honestly. We of course all used to play that game, and of course whoever we used to play that game with, like, we could combine the powers of two people. Who would it be? It's coming to Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. It is definitely a branch show. It's a show that they could only do animated to make happen because of how very, very much. Could you imagine how long it would take to do CGI for these episodes? I'm just saying, it would be worse than movie production. So they're killing it. So let's talk about it, everybody. So of course, we do see Tony Stark die yet again. So there's a running gag online. They're talking about how Tony Stark keeps getting killed in What If. Isn't What If supposed to be basically showing us all the different versions of things that could have happened? Compared to the one that we did see, which of course Doctor Strange saw 14 million plus versions of this. But anyway, in this universe, the Vision does not come online with the Mind Stone. It is rather that's Ultron there in Vision's body. So he's got the Mind Stone, right? So he launches the nukes. He basically decimates the entire planet and turns on nuclear winter. Now, I'm not going to spoil who the other parts of the story involve, because I want you guys to go and see him for yourself. But in the midst of all this stuff happening and him basically Ultron winning, Big Purple shows up here thinking he's going to be a badass, and basically, this is totally going to be memed. This right here is totally going to be memed. It's like that Arthur Fist. Oh, man. So, yeah, he showed up. Big Purple thought he was going to be something good, but he gets cut in half like a French fry. So, yeah, do you guys remember VHF? He just got Conan the Librarian by the Mind Stone, basically lasering him in half. And he falls to two pieces. Because what's left, right? So, Ultron finds a way. He's like, oh, let me just, use all these stones then. Because, this is interesting. Oh, man. But, once he gets a hold of all the stones, he says, you know what? I want to take some vacations. I want to visit all the nice places and destroy them. So Asgard goes after the Sovereign Planet. And, of course, this thing right here is the Ultron, I guess, vessel that he uses to travel the galaxy and basically destroy planets. So he goes after the Sovereign, and then he goes to Sakaar, and Scoot. The Scoot won't save you there, Grandmaster. Goes after Ego, who basically shows a little bit of an oh-no face right here. And then he goes to Xandar and decimates Xandar the way you would think. And then after everything's all said and done, he's got the universe so quiet, there's no noise, that he basically ascends consciousness and is able to hear the Watcher. And he's like, where is this guy? I see you. There's multiple worlds. So then he finds the multiverse. So he finds the Watcher, finds the multiverse, and then, as you expected, he breaks through. So we have an Infinity Gauntlet powered Ultron basically about to, try to fight the Watcher in the multiverse. So there's a lot of stuff that I'm going to leave out. Because, again, I want you guys to watch this episode and enjoy this episode. I don't want to spoil it. It's spoilerific for you. We could talk more about it in the comments after you've watched it. So please do that. Please watch this episode and leave me some comments below. Let me know what you think about it. But that was, again, definitely one of the best episodes. See, Empire. Yeah, that's basically it. So your Witcher got shit canned. So what do I mean by that? Man, DKODing.com here reported that Henry Cavill got fired from The Witcher before Season 2 release. And you know what? I did some digging on this one too, and it does appear to be true, and it does appear that Henry Cavill has been fired, and he's been replaced by Henry Cavill from Wish. Matt Boomer. Now, I mean, this is not a white-collar crime, but, Matt Boomer is, of course... he's supposedly magic on the mic. Anyway, here we go. So this is your new Witcher, everybody. So season 3 is going to have this guy playing the Witcher, which is fine. He's a good actor. He's been in a lot of good stuff. White Collar was a really good show. And, there's going to be a lot of people like you, Sith Lord, who's like, damn, glad I didn't watch too much of The Witcher. It only had one season drop. Season 2 is going to be coming out in the next couple of days or weeks or something. Yeah. So, figure drawing. Cavill got canned because of Man of Steel 2. That's the rumor. But, look, there's already people who are reporting that. So, we'll see. Because Mojo Quid, they decided to kill the show, but they didn't kill the show. They just decided to watch it die a slow death with a different actor taking over The Witcher. Matt Boomer, again, does look very similar to Henry Cavill if you subtract 80 pounds of muscle. That's what I'm guessing. Anyway. Red Band Injustice, everybody. Did you get this one in? Because there is indeed a Red Band trailer for the Injustice movie that is coming. So it's got rookie numbers, though. So it's only got like 304,000 subscribers, and it came out on the 22nd. So that means that there's not a whole lot of people who are really into the animation as much as we thought they would be. But, I think this movie is going to do well on the cult classic kind of tail end. So we'll revisit that one again in the future. And again, there's a couple other stories I'd like to talk about. I thank you guys for tagging me in some of these things, but I just didn't have time to get them all together. So I'll just make a quick mention of some things here real quick. One of the things I got tagged in on Instagram, of course, was the Noctera second print going back to FOC. I don't know if that's a glitch. I don't know if it's still more second prints that are left to be ordered, and they're going to get allocated, and then they're going to trip a third print. But didn't a third print happen? I'm not sure what's going on there. But I will say this, that if it is a glitch of some kind and they just discovered like a couple of books, they're going to go quick. But Noctera being optioned, I think, before it even became a book, I think also might have a little something to do with that. So just keep your ears to the ground. And again, thank you guys for tagging me in these things and keeping me in the know, because you do help me also steer away from bad speculation decisions. And so moving on. We'll be back next week with more news. And again, I appreciate everything you guys do for me here. Make sure you leave me a comment below and let me know what you think of the news articles that we talked about and shared here today. And then, of course, let's talk about the Raw Report read pile, everybody. Mojo Quid, it looks like it might actually plummet the value. Honestly. For a little bit, unless, it gets allocated and people find out there wasn't a whole lot of copies. But we'll see what happens later on with that one. Okay. I forgot to add the other covers on here. I wanted to add a couple of the other covers on here and put the wraparound there, but I didn't do that. I shrank the wraparound down. But Inferno. So if you follow me on Twitter, Larry's Comics made a point where you can tell a very definitive difference between Hickman's writing and other people writing Hickman's X-Men. This right here, this opening scene, this leads me to believe it's going to be something very similar to what's going on with the opening of House of X. How we're only going to see little tidbits of the story that lead up to where we are here. And about issue number 5, we're going to get to here. And then 5 and 6, or the last 2 issues, or whatever happens, Inferno will have the resolution of the storyline. But this is a hell of an opening, because that appears that Magneto and Professor X are dead. How did they die? How did we get there? But before we get there, we have to show you here. This is the scene taken from the House of X, issue number 2, The Many Lives of Mortar McTaggart. So this is the life where she is coming up with a cure for mutants. Yeah, Mojo Quid, there's the Daughterman Emma Frost coming after the Scarlet Witch. I think the Scarlet Witch one's going to hit first. So, this right here again is Mortar McTaggart, where she was living her, I think this is like her second life of Mortar McTaggart, where she was coming up with a cure for mutants. The Mutant Liberation Front, or the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants, Destiny, Mystique arrive, and obviously they have a very long conversation. This is one of the Hickman books I need you to read. So if you are an X-Men fan, you really want to get deep into understanding Mortar McTaggart and the relationship that she has with Destiny, and why the Inferno stakes are as high as they are. This is definitely a good one. And thanks for checking us out, Roscoe. Hope you can check the rewind. And of course, if you can, check out some of these books that we talked about. We'll be doing an FOC review later on. So if you needed to find out some books on FOC, make sure you check that out later, man. But thanks for coming out. All right. So again, super dialogue heavy. And I wanted to talk about a lot of the dialogue in here, but we ain't got time for that. So we fast forward again to where we were with Pyro burning her alive, but basically she says something different than she said the last time. So something has changed. Then we see the Orcus guys, basically the SHIELD defectors and the Orcus people, all going after where Moira McTaggart is, and they figure out that she's got a second gate in Paris. So they're looking for the energy readings of where... of when the mutants use the gates, the Krakoan gates, and basically they put 2 gates in the same building to really trick these guys, and X-Force is there listening in, so they know that they're being watched by Orcus, but Moira arrives at her little secret facility, and of course Charles and Magneto are there waiting for her. They have a conversation about, how everything's going down, everything with Nimrod. And then they get to talking about Destiny and how she wants all of Destiny's DNA wiped and burned from existence. She wants it gone so Destiny cannot be revived. So, just saying, this is a situation that we have where at the Quiet Council meeting later on, we do see Mystique and nominating Destiny for the council. So, we have Destiny taking her seat around Magneto and Professor X. And of course, as you know, Destiny can read minds. She is a precog. She can tell the future. So, does this bring more attention back to X-Men 96, the first appearance of Mortar McTaggart? Probably, because I think these books kind of chilled out. But notably, House of X number 2, first print, cover A, showing Destiny, Mystique, and Moira, and all the different versions of Moira too, which is kind of cool. And then of course the 1 in 100 or 1 in 200 version of issue 2. And then of course the second print, and then, oh, what's that on the right there? Oh my gosh, is that the third print with Destiny basically talking about what we're talking about here today? Yeah, so work comes early. I appreciate you checking us out, Batmite. Thanks for stopping by. So, guys, just be on the lookout for these later printings. And if Moira McTaggart does take off the same way that Destiny does, because Destiny has either been brought back or is going to be a major player in this story, well, you might want to be looking for her first appearance, which happens to be X-Men 141, which has the first appearance of a lot of people in it because, of course, it's Days Future Past Part 1. But The Death of Destiny actually is a very affordable book. Mark Silvestri also. Uncanny X-Men 255. All right, so there's that. So let's talk about another book. I talked about this on IG a little bit. Tarn gets wrecked, and Sith Lordly in the house knows exactly who Tarn is, because we talk about this one a couple of times just because it's a first appearance book, and he's a very interesting character from Erico. So all these Erico mutants are now popping up in different books in different places and showing to have a very big part. But you know what? For those of you who are fans of Storm, first off and foremost, a cover not too shabby. It really isn't. But that Daughterman variant is what, got me for sure, as we were talking about the other Daughterman variants in there. So here she is, of course. She's still rocking the outfit that she was during the Hellfire Gala, which I find very odd. But if she is rocking that as a permanent costume change, well, I think they kind of nixed it at the end of this one. But I was kind of hoping so, because some of those Daughterman variants of these costume changes are pretty dope looking covers. And the Pepe Larraz cover for Planet Size X-Men number 1. But Tarn the Uncaring knows Oro the Uncaring after this issue. Definitely, he's a powerful foe, and he's going to be a thorn in her side, but there's his first appearance back here in Hellions number 6. And then, of course, it has that Inyuk Lee variant cover. All right, another book again, Transformers Shatterglass number 2 of 5. And why, of course, would I like a Transformers book? I don't know, maybe just because it's one of my things. But Transformers Shatterglass cover A on the right there by Alex Milne, and then of course the retail incentive on the left. The cover A, of course, is a cover swipe from a Marvel Transformers book. But let me tell you the story about Autobot Megatron. The first appearance of an Autobot Megatron. Not necessarily a good Megatron, but an Autobot Megatron. Right here in the previous volume of Transformers, or the previous generation, I should say, previous universe. Transformers More Than Meets the Eye number 28. Has 3 covers. This one right here is your connecting 1 in 10 incentive. It connects with Transformers Robots in Disguise number 28 and Transformers Windblade number 1. All by Livio Romandelli. And then, of course, if you really wanted to find out the first appearance of the Shatterglass version of Megatron, you have to go to a fan-published book from a convention. So FP is fan publish, fan press, fan pub, fan publishing comics. Get it? And then here's your issue 3, which is your Shatterglass issue of Transformers Timelines. And as you can see, there's Rodimus Unicronus. Basically, everything switched in this universe. Decepticons are good guys, Autobots are evil, and Rodimus has that black and purple paint job. And there's Bumblebee. But the version of Megatron right here, where he is basically the good guy, of course, appears on the other cover of this book. Here is your issue 3 with the Megatron on the cover. This book sells for a ton of money. I was able to find one for pretty cheap. Of course, it's not the best condition copy, but that's fine. I was able to find one. And then we're going to talk more about the Raw Report versus, as I talked to you guys earlier. Oh, what did I do there? Which of the two would you put money on? Would you put money on Huntress or would you put money on Harley Quinn? And it could be in the variant battle, whichever way you want. Could it be on the aftermarket sale of these books, or it could be a throwdown in the pages? Leave me a comment below. Let me know why you chose that book over the other. But let's take a look at a couple of books from next week and tell me your honest opinion of what you think. Now, we have on the left Deadpool, Black, White, and Blood, which is it's a book that's selling okay, I guess. It's Deadpool book, so Deadpool books tend to sell pretty well. But here we have a Stan Sakai variant cover versus a Marvel Action Origins 1 in 10 retail incentive. So this right here is an underordered 1 in 10 versus a 1 in 25. Leave me a comment below and we'll check back again next week and see which one of those wins that variant battle. And now we are into the other portion of the speculation matrix, everybody, the heat of the week. So let's talk about all the books that were on the releases today on the racks, and let's see if there was some gems. Now, this one is in my read pile. And of course, I think is the better of the kind of pseudo memory books that are currently out there available to you. Let's see here, just checking on the music, making sure that's good. All right, so Out of Body number 4 was my pick. Of course, Silver City number 5. I now have to read the entire series. And shout out again to Mr. Eric S. Hurd. If he's still in the live chat, Eric had that wonderful variant cover he did for Silver City number 1, which was the Beastie Boys swipe. So one of my favorite books in my collection, in my to-be-graded pile, of course. Edgar Allan Poe and the Snifter of Death, because, hey, if you don't like Edgar Allan Poe, are you even really festive in this time of year? Turbo Kid, Apple's Lost Adventure, and you know what? Thanks to Roscoe, I'm going to go watch that Netflix movie of Turbo Kid. And then here's your cover B. And, of course, it's a number 1 from Behemoth, so there's potential for spec value if the story resonates with people. So you never know. And of course, I chose the naughty cover for that one. Space Bastards number 8. Corset Prestige Edition. And then, of course, the Night of the Cadillacs. I chose both covers just because they were doing very, very well. Runes number 3. And then here we go. Bullet Swipe. Suicide Jockeys number 2, and then Gun Honey number 1. And I think I put all covers down here because the book is a good read from what people are saying. It's in my read pile. I'm going to read it. But I didn't have the Adam Hughes variant that I wanted, so it's fine. Human Remains. The cover A was pretty neat. You know what? I think, I picked all of these as well because an unknown horror story that can be adapted should also be on the radar for a lot of people. Just saying. And again, some people need a new Arachnophobia. It's been nearly 30 years since that movie, I think. Berserker number 5, 100 copy and then the 150 copy foil. The 10 copy incentive for Firefly River Run and the 25 copy incentive. The Something is Killing the Kids number 20, all 3 covers. Stranger Things, all 4 covers. Ben Oliver. 10 copy Romandelli incentive variant cover, and then of course the cover A and the cover B and the cover C for Shattered Glass. I just think maybe Megatron might be a big enough character where this might start getting some attention. So make sure if you are able to find that 10 copy incentive at a very affordable price, maybe cover price, it might be a good pickup. Crossover, of course, after the Usagi Yojimbo. So this right here is the Rocksteady and Bebop throwback for sure. Crossover number 8, of course, 25 copy and 50 copies. And then DOT. All 3 covers, still resonating with people, still got people buzzing, still got people talking. Geiger number 6, second print. The Good Asian. That cover makes me want to go to Hawaii, honestly. Mercandolfo Sweet Paprika. Second printing of issue 2. Spawn 322 cover A, cover B, and cover C. Again, this right here is classic Superman for me. I guess, people's idea of Superman is changing. Don't know how well received it is, but okay. Deathstroke Incorporator number 1, cover B. And then the cover C, the foil by Zafino, an incentive, of course. The Bermejo Detective Comics cardstock variant, and then the incentive with Huntress. The Harley Quinn cardstock variant, and then the incentive with Harley. And I think that is the last of the wanted posters. So good luck to you. People like Batmite are able to put together a set. Good luck to the rest of you guys if you are out there putting a set. That is, it's going to be a wicked one to try for sure. Justice League number 68, cover B. And then the Legends of the Dark Knight, cover B. And the 125. Like I said, I like those covers. I like them because Martian Manhunter does not have a whole lot of variants out there right now. And I think he's got a big potential, especially if the restored Zack Snyder universe sticks around. If you've seen what I'm talking about, you should know what I'm talking about. Lock and Key Sandman Universe, Hell and Gone, all 3 covers. And then, of course, the Mr. Miracle, The Source of Freedom, number 5. Cover B. Robin and cover B. Justice League, Ruby crossover, Mercandolfo, Ben Oliver, Superman 78. And then 3 Wonder Woman Black and Gold cover Bs for issue 4. Amazing Fantasies Gist Incentive. The Gleason cover A, the Ferreira cover, the Vincentini variant, the Miles variant, the Bagley variant, and then, of course, the Gleason variant virginized for Spider-Man, ASM 74, a.k.a. I believe 850, right? Black Cat number 10. Darkhawk's variant cover. Extreme Carnage's variant cover. High ratio, 1 in 50. Inferno, high ratio, 1 in 100. And then, of course, the Mark Brooks variant. Had to have that one. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. This is the open order one. This is the trade dress. And then there's your Mark Brooks. And then here's your Jeff DeCall. And then there is your high ratio 1 in 100 art germ. Kang second print number 1. Miles Morales 30. The Gwen and Miles variant. Pacelli. Notice I did not put on the incentive. Moon Knight number 2, second printing. And then the 1 in 25 incentive for Nonstop Spider-Man, which has unfortunately been canceled. But I'm interested to read that and find out what happens with Blood Wolf. I'm very serious about the umlaut. Star Wars number 17, the JTC action figure variant. As you know, I cannot let those go. And then, of course, the Star Wars number 17, the Raza variant. That is your incentive, your 1 in 25. Star Wars High Republic number 8, second printing. Star Wars variant. Star Wars War of the Bounty Hunters, second printing variant for issue number 3. Sword number 8. Sword number 8 with the Daughterman variant. The Marvels number 5. Marvels number 5 SRR variant. Thor number 17. Oh, you know what? I thought I put the Klein variant on there. I think I missed the Klein variant. Anyway, Winter Guard number 2. And then the Medina variant and the Wolverines that I liked with Solemn. That's going to wrap it up for my picks of the week, the heat of the week. Let me know what you think about those by leaving me a comment below. But you know what? Let's move on to some other topics because there's this other thing that I do. The next episode of the Secret Variant may be early. So be on the lookout for that. Because if I drop the Secret Variant and I drop it early, it's because I've got a wedding anniversary to celebrate with my lovely wife this Sunday. 6 years strong. We've been together for 9. So she puts up with me she's put up with me for a really long time. And for that, I am grateful. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that one, guys. I'll be trying to go early. And again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The subscribers that will be available to understand the giveaway are the most appreciated ones, because the giveaway means the world to me. But you know what? I owe you guys a spec matrix because I missed out last week. Look, if the work schedule doesn't work out, I may have to let Blind Adam take over drop and spec until I can get back onto a different schedule there. But don't forget to tune in the Drunken Chat. I'm going to do my very level best to be there. But you know, got some stuff going on, family and all the other stuff. So don't forget to check out the featured channel section of this channel, and make sure you are subscribed to all those people out there. Let's get their numbers up. They got numbers that need to get up there. Let's help them activate functionality of their channel. Of course, subscribe for the next episode of the Wednesday Night Comic Book Presser on this channel. And don't forget, I do this little thing called the Raw Report, where I show you guys some pickups, and I do the pickups and mail drops. Basically, just giving you an overview of some of the books I pick up and helping you get inside the head of the spec that I drop. And then, of course, I got a couple of really long, very detailed spec lists that I've dropped on this channel. Please take a look at them. The second printing homage variants covers from Marvel Legacy, and then the hip hop variant platinum list. And make sure you do share those videos because they are straight fire. Got tons. Look, the returns on some of those books, if you are able to find them still in back issue bins, are amazing. Because some of those books sell for way more money than they did when I dropped the video. So make sure you're tagging along with some of those, and I appreciate you guys on those watches. Well, let's talk about this. This is the Ghost of Monday. This is the FOC review, and what this is basically taking a look back at the books that I talked about on the last episode of the Secret Variant. So make sure you go back and check that one out. If you like some of these things, you could take a look at some of the books that just closed on ordering capabilities. Maria Levette doing Porcelain and a again, it's a House of Secrets variant. Nobody got that right, but it's a House of Secrets variant. Find the number. What is this? Find the House of Secrets that this one swipes, and you will be a god amongst men. Or a goddess amongst women. Or an Apache helicopter amongst, rotary phones. Maria Levette's Porcelain got a 20-copy version. Breach. But just beyond it, issue 4. Clans of Bellari also got issue 4. My Bad number 1 looks hilarious. I don't know why, but apparently a green Hulk with blonde hair. That's obviously a take. And then this cover right here shows a little bit about what's going on. So he's showing a fried chicken stand, cuts it open, kisses the model, shakes the hand of the guy, and he's like out. Fight Girls number 4 by Frank Cho and Sabine Rich. Not All Robots number 3. Mike Diodato Jr. doing artwork on this one. MFKZ number 5. And then the other cover. Unfortunately, no, there is not a Garbage Pail Kid variant. Popstar Assassin number 1 of 6, cover A, cover B, cover C. And these are all very neat because, again, this is a Behemoth book, Popstar Assassin, the dude's dressed like Elvis. I don't know what else to really, offer you there to try to entice you to read this one, but it's got some of the makings of some things. Oh, look, it's apparently got sex robots. So does that change anything? Who knows? Cover F. And of course on this one, so this one is going to be a ghost on FOC unless you're ordering it on initial orders. Because 2,500 copies, it's allocated every time. Just put your order in for it if you want to read it. You're probably going to have to wait for a later printing, like a second or third print. Take care, guys. I appreciate you guys coming by. Know you guys got to rest. I got to rest soon too, but we're almost done with the show, and I appreciate you sticking through. Best of 2000 AD. Again, this came back on FOC. So did issue 4. So if you're after these Judge Dredd stories from Best of 2000, well, you got another opportunity to try to get your orders in for that one. By the Horns number 7. Cherry Blackbird number 4. Epic Tavern Tales from the Fantastical Crimes Unit number 1. Headless Season 2. Obviously, if Headless Season 1 was good enough to warrant a Season 2, well, then check this one out. This dude's coming out of the mirror to chop this dude's head off. Season 2 10 copy has an unlockable. North Bend also comes back for a Season 2. Here's your cover A. And then your 10 copy Dean Coates. Providence of Secrets. Cover A, cover B. Cover B is your 10 copy. Gun Honey number 1, your McGinnis second printing FOC offering. And then Gun Honey number 2, got a 10 copy incentive. Cover A. Cover B. Your cover C. Your photo variant. And then your FOC Virgin bonus variant. Exo Man of War number 7, cover A by Raza. Cover C, which is your pre-order bundle. And then Barbaric went 4th print. You guys have pushed this book very, very far for Vault. Because I think Vault does print very closely. So, Dead Box number 1, cover A, going 2nd print. And then the last book you'll ever read, number 1, going to a 3rd print. So, which leads me to believe if the, Spider book that they did does really well, that's probably going to see multiple printings as well. So, we'll have to just follow along and see what happens there. All right. This is probably the best stained glass variant that's been out in a while, because I've seen some pretty bad store exclusives. Dune House Atreides number 11 got a 25 copy incentive, and then this 50 copy incentive looks dope. Eat the Rich. This girl's still with this dude after what she's seen. Well, there it is. And then Maw coming back with a Fury for issue 2 of its 5-issue miniseries with this 10 copy incentive. Pigman, and unfortunately Roscoe had to check out, but that one's dedicated to Roscoe. So geek out with Roscoe on Spine Ticks. Pigman and the wives of Pigman, the wife of Pigman with the antlers, and apparently other animals as well. Very interesting though. Masters of the Universe Revelation, cover A by Dave Wilkins, and someone on the secret variant said, does Dave Wilkins miss? No, I don't believe he does. I do not believe he does. Masters of the Universe Revelation number 4, cover B by Art Adams, is also straight fire. Betty Page and the Curse of the Banshee, number 5, both of the Lee covers. And then Purgatory number 1. Check out this FOC incentive by Maine. This is a Virgin FOC variant. 16 copy, as they said. Bermuda, number 4 of 4. And this is Nick Bradshaw's final issue of the 4-issue miniseries. It does have a 25 copy incentive. Oh, yeah, Free Energy. That was you. Thank you for that comment, by the way. See, when you guys make comments like that, they definitely resonate with me, and I definitely remember these things. That darn eidetic memory won't let me forget some things too. Dungeons and Dragons got a Mindbreaker number 1 of 5, cover C, 10 copy incentive, and then for you bronies, the My Little Pony generation is giving you a new number 1 to chase. Here's your cover B, 10 copy incentive. This was just a wicked looking cover. So, Scott and Francovilla's Star Wars Adventures, Ghost of Vader's Castle. I think this is one of the books they said is probably going to be going on to Scholastic. That kind of sucks that IDW is losing these, because the Star Wars Adventures stuff is really, really good. But Star Wars Adventures, Ghost of Vader's Castle, copy B, or cover B, and then your cover C, which is your 10 copy incentive. Make sure you're checking those out. Star Wars Adventures 11, cover B, and then your 10 copy Francavilla. Usagi Yojimbo, The Dragon Below Conspiracy, issue 5 of the 6-issue miniseries, and there, of course, is your only cover. Hellcop number 1. Image number 1s just aren't what they used to be as far as being spec-worthy, like, no matter what. But I think this one might be an interesting read, so we're going to give it a shot. Complete cover buy. If you are into horrific-looking books like this, being desired and chased down the road, Well, this one is probably up there with the eyeballs and the teeth, man. Just saying. King Spawn number 1 got a second print. King Spawn number 3, of course, dropping a bunch of covers. And, of course, the McFarlane cover, I didn't have the art when I did the secret variant, but it might have been released since then. But King Spawn number 3. And then here's your cover D. So this one is a very interesting variant cover. Of course, Billy Kincaid, as you guys know. Billy Kincaid was one of the very first villains that Spawn basically had to take out. The Me You Love in the Dark number 1 is going back for a third print. And then, of course, Sweet Paprika, number 4 of the 12-issue series. So, got a long ways to go. You're one third in at issue 4. So here's her friend Dill on the Merca and Delpho variant cover. Nightmare Blog. Yep, that's some nightmarish stuff. Batman 115 cover B with a Jorge Molina cardstock variant cover and a wonderful looking Poison Ivy variant. And then here is your cover C, which is your 1 in 25 cardstock variant. Miracle Molly, Clown Hunter. So good stuff to be had. Good stuff to be had. Batman Secret Files of the Peacekeeper number 1. It's a one shot. Tyler Kirkham. And then here is your cover C 25 copy incentive. This is the same cover art as your cover A, though. So you can save yourself the extra cost of the 1 in 25 if you wanted to just collect the artwork on the cover A. Catwoman dropping a Harley Quinn variant on her book. But it's done by Jenny Frisian, so I guess that makes it okay. DC versus Vampires. Now, this is a funny book because this is a book that was not on the FOC the week before. It was slid into FOC. So I don't think it's gonna. I think it's gonna be kind of underordered. And then of course Derek Chu did a team variant, which requires a 250 copy minimum order to unlock the ordering ability of this one. People might be after this one. 25 copy incentive is a pretty decent Green Lantern variant. Oh, look at this. Daniel Warren Johnson. Same guy who did the Moon Knight number 188 Sun King variant is the one who did this DC versus Vampires number 1. Harley Quinn, the animated series, the Eat Bang Kill Tour number 1 going second print. I think the second print had the better variant cover out of all 3 variants that were direct market release. There, of course, were a bunch of store exclusives for that book as well. Justice League number 69, cover B by Alexander Lozano, your cardstock variant. And look, if you're a fan of Naomi, it's a Naomi variant cover that you probably want to pick up. She doesn't have too many. Outside of the Naomi series, she really doesn't have too many. Legends of the Dark Knight, number 6, the Becky Cloonan cardstock variant. Legends of the Dark Knight, number 6, 1 in 25 incentive. And then we've got the Fear State Nightwing. So Nightwing, basically right now is super spec worthy according to people who are reading it. They're saying it's a great written story, but also apparently everybody's making appearances in this stuff. Heartless, his sister. Jamal Campbell cardstock variant, not too shabby. And of course, everybody who loves to see Nightwing and Batgirl together are loving that. And then, of course, there's this. There's a 125 Renando sketch cardstock variant cover. Merca and Dolfo drop in Superman vs. Lobo cover A. And then this one's very interesting. So I want everybody to take a look at something here real quick because we got a lot of revived people. Arkham Knight, Man-Bat, Katana, Bane, and Mr. Bloom. So this is Task Force Z, led by Red Hood. So it's very interesting because, of course, we all know Red Hood has died and came back. It's Jason Todd. He got killed by the Joker. And then, of course, brought back through that one event, Infinite Crisis. But, they address it very loosely, like Lazarus Pit and other places. So who knows how the origin works, especially in this new Infinite Frontier universe. But Task Force Z, cover C, is going to be getting this 250 cardstock variant. So team variant qualifier. But then we got a 25 copy incentive variant here by Dan Mora. And then we got this 1 in 50 Kyle Holtz Arkham Knight color cardstock variant. So Arkham Knight got murked at some point, and then I guess he's coming back. So interesting to see the new version of Arkham Knight as well. A different version. But you got a 1 in 100 incentive as well. So there's incentives to go along the way, helping you get that 250 copy. And then Wonder Woman Black and Gold number 5, the Tedesco variant cover for A, the Bianchi cover for B, and then Rose Besh. You know, it's 50-50 whether you like this Rose Besh style. There's a lot of people who do enjoy it, a lot of people who don't. And then continuing with what was, going to be starting with next week's Amazing Spider-Man Stormbreakers variant is going to be a bunch of Venomized Stormbreakers covers. Talked about it on the Secret variant, where we saw a whole bunch of these. So take a look. That's Doctor Strange. And this one's kind of spoilerific. If you weren't reading The Death of Doctor Strange, I think this one kind of gives away who the killer is. But that was the Penosian variant. And then we got Fantastic Four number 37. And then Marvel's Voices Community number 1. And it's an America variant. And then, of course, we got the White Tiger variant by Wolf, who's a friend of Lucas over there on Comic Crusaders. So shout out to her. And thanks for being a fan of Comic Crusaders and, of course, a fan of Drunken Chat. And then, of course, Moon Knight number 4. Moon Knight continues to deliver, and here's yet another Venomized Stormbreakers variant. I think these are all just in celebration of Venom number 1 coming. I don't think there's anything more to it. I kind of looked into it, trying to see if I can find any connections or anything like that. But Moon Knight number 4 and the Del Otto variant cover, of course, this is going to be your 1 in 25 incentive. Nothing special as far as the book. We'll see if somebody tries to put out a key alert and tell you the second appearance of somebody is the first appearance in it, like in issue number 3. But hey, I got 3 copies of the 1 in 25 for issue 3 because I like the cover art. Phoenix Song Echo. Number 1 in 20, the regular cover, I'm sorry. And then here is the Stormbreakers variant cover, continuing on with that theme that I was talking about. A Venomized Stormbreakers theme seems to be running amok. So, we'll just take it for what it is. If that's the theme they're going to run with, that's fine. But this cover right here is fuego. So, this is the Vega variant. Good stuff there. And then, of course, the Laniel Francis Yu variant cover also. We'll see how long she has the Phoenix Force. We'll see. Shang-Chi number 3 going second printing, and the same for issue number 4. Now, issue number 4, of course, is the first full appearance of his mother. So that one might be a pickup for you guys if you are on the long-term spec for that one. Spider-Woman number 16, the Zathura variant cover. That's your 1 in 25 incentive. Star Wars Darth Vader number 17, the Sprouse Lucasfilm variant cover, of course, because it's Darth Maul and his brother. High Republic number 10. High Republic number 10 variant cover. And the incentive for High Republic number 10. Bounty Hunters IG-88 getting his one shot tying into the War of the Bounty Hunter series. And, of course, here is your 1 variant. But here's your incentive, which shows him versus Boba. And Boba has launched the missile at you, bro, which basically means he's done for. Sword number 9. Continuing on, this book just tends to be surprisingly amazing every time. And, of course, if you're a fan of some of these newer mutants, Korra of the Burning Heart right here, one of the Erico mutants. Good to see some of these things working them. Look, Storm. Sword is her book. That's just what I'm seeing. Thor number 18 again shows we're returning to the Throg story. The Just Go Marvel Masterpieces variant cover. And then, of course, here is your Nick Klein 1 in 25 incentive. Wolverine number 17, return of our buddy Maverick. I'm picking that one up for sure. And then, of course, like I said, number 17, Gleason Stormbreakers variant cover appears to be a Venomized Wolverine. And then we've got the Marvel Joe Jusko Masterpieces variant cover. And then Tony Daniel giving us an incentive. X-Men Trial of Magneto, the Vega variant cover, which I don't even believe is the highest incentive ratio, but it is one of the two. And that's going to wrap it up for all of those FOC looks, the look back on FOC books as far as those go. And I want to thank you guys for tuning into this episode of the Wednesday Night Comic Book Presser. But please, if you don't want to miss out on some of these books that have closed on final order cutoff, make sure you tune into the next episode of The Secret Variant, which will be dropping soon. Make sure you're subscribed so you can click that notification bell so you get the notification for when I go live. And that's our show for the evening. I want to thank everybody in the live chat. I want to thank Thunder and, of course, all you guys for your super chats, because, you know, again, it's amazing to have you guys doing stuff like that for me here. You are appreciated super, super much. And, yeah. So I got to kill that so it doesn't double up on the sounds. Switch screens trying to get over to the super chat. But you know what? It's going to wrap it up for this episode, everybody. So, I want to thank you all. Oh, look. Synthwave actually ended. So that means this again is going to wrap up our show. I got a lot of good content hopefully coming your way. I got a sick work schedule, and I thank you for saying it's a great show, Geek Driven. I aspire to do better every week and bring you guys better news, better stories, better information, at least some better spec too, if I can do that where possible. And I just want to thank you guys again for all the support. It's been amazing. If you're watching this one on the rewind, I'm sorry for the ads. And that's one of the best reasons why you want to tune into these streams when they are live, so you don't have to worry about the commercials. But until next week or the next episode that I catch you on, everybody, I thank you again for watching, and I'll see you then.